It's all about DadliHack 2019, and yes, it starts today. Everybody's here on island, everybody, the buzz is around. And remember when Nikki did that interview with Project Jaguar, with academics in Trinidad being the one from the region being more part using this in online, and then Singapore and all these places. Now I have the creators, the authors, the guys behind Project Jaguar, but they were part of DadliHack last year. So they're going to give us some insights and insight of what is expected today and onward. So we're going to get that nice review from last year. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Trevaun. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
So how is Project Jaguar going so far?
It's going very well. In a few months, we're going to be launching our initial coin offering that has to do with the blockchain and a little bit of cryptocurrency. And we're also expanding to a few more countries, forming more partnerships, also doing a few sponsorships, which leads into why we're part of DadliHack this year.
So y'all are sponsoring DadliHack?
Yes, we're one of the main sponsors for DadliHack.
Okay, well, Project Jaguar didn't came out of DadliHack last year. I mean, y'all did y'all thing for climate change. Now let's talk about last year's experience, both y'all.
All right, so last year's experience. The theme for DadliHack last year was actually to create some kind of software that would help communities bounce back after a natural disaster. This was prompted after Hurricane Irma hit, especially Barbuda. So the UN Office for Economic Services, UNOPS, they focused their attention on Antigua as a hub for pushing innovation, especially in this sense with climate change.
And what did you guys do last year at Hackathon?
Well, we actually started a project called NATIS. It stands for Natural Disaster Information Systems. And the main idea behind it was just to provide a communication and information software suite so that the first responders can connect well to the National Office of Disaster Services. And that's mainly what we focused on, although we didn't win. A team from Barbados won.
Yeah, competition was extremely tight.
Yeah,
it was really tight. Yeah. But y'all didn't place anything, but how effective was that app or that software that y'all did? How did that respond to the visitors who were here from Samsung and these other judges that were around?
Well, like I mentioned, one of the judges was from Samsung. They loved the idea, but what they wanted was an overall holistic system. That's really what they were looking for in terms of what the winning software would be like. And it wasn't just a competition to build the software, but they would also offer seed investments towards the winner so that they can push forward with that software. So the competition really has a purpose behind it.
All right, so for 2019, you're a sponsor and everything, so that means you're more involved. What are you looking for with the teams that are representing Antigua and the other territories?
Well, coming out of last year's competition, I really saw a need to sponsor so that this year's competitors and participants would get the same effect, the same environment that we had last year. Because although I didn't win, I loved the hackathon, and that is really something that I want other competitors to do.
All right, what about you and your experience last year? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so one of the biggest takeaways I got from last year is just the breadth of the teams that came to visit. I mean, we got like at least 8 teams from different Caribbean islands come down. St. Lucia sent down their team of A-level students down to have a feel of the competition and just learn and interacting with all the different professionals and creatives. Give you kind of vision for a more innovative island, you know?
All right, cool. And your part and your view for this year, because I heard from him, let's hear from you for this year. What you are looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to more locals taking advantage of it, because one of the downfalls that we saw last year is that not enough people locally came out. So during the weekend, that other speakers come down. Some of the biggest game companies like Ubisoft come and give long speeches and talks on different topics. But the locals need to come and take advantage, sit on the auditorium and really mingle and be able to market themselves to these people here. So we're looking to have at least a dozen local teams coming to compete alongside them.
How important is networking at DadliHack?
It is very important, I would say. You get a lot of exposure to meet people from different countries. So, for example, the people that came from Google, they were part of Google's legal team in Ireland. The person that came down from Samsung, he was from South Korea. And they also had a few people from Ubisoft, the game company. So you get a feel of, okay, I can meet someone that works for a mobile development company, someone who works for a game company. So anyone that's within the computer science space really has someone they can connect with. And that's something that I really think is important.
Now, I don't know if you heard the other day when they make an announcement about the Science Park being here at the U.S. Air Force Base, but the compound that is back the other side of the airport.
Right.
So with them developing a science park, have created a science park here in Antigua Barbuda, the excitement, how would that benefit you and your Jaguar, Project Jaguar, and other projects that you're working on?
Well, we now have a hub to push education even more, because we're all about education. We viewed the hackathon as a way for people to learn and to get another experience. And I think the Science Park is really just going to push that even more. So we're going to leverage that as much as possible so that everyone who has an interest, everyone who has a chance can really experience anything that they can from the Science Park.
Of course, I've been working on that, of course. But before I let you go, just to explain to the folks, because now that we have some special guests in the studio, I want you to explain Project Jaguar. So when we talk about Jaguar, what we'll be talking about and academics, merge them together.
Right. Okay, so Project Jaguar is a progressive academic platform. So we're always moving forward in terms of offering solutions to teachers and students so that they can learn not only academic courses, but non-academic courses. Okay. We have a marketplace for teachers, any teacher who can offer a course online. So students then get a feel of online courses. They get to learn a lot of new things that they may not have even been able to learn in person, just because of maybe time restraints or teachers not comfortable teaching in person. So we really just want to push the boundaries of education, not only in Antigua, but internationally. And that's mainly what we're all about.
And Mind the Maze and Singapore, the relationship with Singapore, let's get into all that.
Yeah, well, Mind the Maze is basically Project Jaguar, but under a different name. We have to be culturally respectable. I'm sure you know of the Chinese culture, so the animal, we can't really use that name. So we use Mind the Maze as a subsidiary in Singapore that does the exact same thing.
The same thing, okay. And then I get to understand that Trinidad in the region.
Yes, that's our largest
that platform, the largest.
That's our largest. We have education consultants that even vet the teachers all over the Caribbean that are in Trinidad. So they're the ones that make sure that the content that is within the courses that they're all of a certain quality and a certain standard, so the students are really learning something.
Well, what about Antigua Barbuda though?
Well, we're still working on that.
We're
still working on it.
Well, we got to make sure we deal with home, make sure home is okay.
Right, we got to make sure home is okay.
Well, being a sponsor for DadliHack 2019, I mean, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you very much.
The networking is what is important at this event starting today. So I'm going to wish you all the best and continue to do Antigua and Barbuda proud.
Thank you.
Project Jaguar. Mind the Maze. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break and get right back. It's all about Dadly Hackathon 2019. And I have some special guests with me after the commercial break. You'll find out who it is. You might even take out your phone and want to take pictures too. Google some names. Probably. We'll be right back.